I was going to begin the video with a softer introduction, but guys, you know that's not me, and it's certainly not authentic. And if you've watched my videos, you already know this, right? And if you're new to the channel, I think you should watch to the end, and I promise you, you will learn something. All right, fellas, let's cut right through the bullshit here. You're here because you feel it, right? That sort of quiet rage that's kind of bubbling, sort of simmering to the surface. That knowledge, that sort of awareness that you're living this sort of half-life. You're playing it safe while your potential is rotting away day after miserable day. And what happened is guys, modern society has sort of had this de facto sort of declared war on anything masculine or masculinity. And this isn't with those things, but with comfort, with safety. It's far more insidious. And with the slow poison, it's kind of a slow drip of poison of ease that's turning many men soft, many men predictable, domesticated sort of animals. And guys, you feel it. Every time you take the elevator instead of the stairs, every time you choose that easy path, every time you sort of swallow your words, keep in what you really want to say, so as opposed to not making anybody uncomfortable. Look, guys, I am not here to coddle you, and I think you know that, and tell you everything's going to be sort of okay and, give you that hug. I'm here to tell you the truth, guys, and I think you know this. You already know, but you've been too afraid to admit. Many of you, and a lot of you, have been complicit in your own weakness. You've traded any strength you had for comfort. You traded in your balls, your potential, for predictability. But guys, today, that ends. Ends here today, guys. Today, we're going to start the process of forging you into a man, the man you were meant to be, to become anti-fragile, stronger from the chaos that's going to break lesser men. Guys, if you are aware of author Nassim Taleb, or if it's Nassim Taleb, I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. He brought you the book Black Swan, but here in this video, I'm going to talk about his book, Anti-Fragile. But we're going to make this more into blood and bone. And here's kind of the idea of it, guys. In his book, he talks about fragile things. They shatter, they break under pressure. Resilient things are going to bounce back. But anti-fragile things, these are things that get stronger when you try to break them. So basically, when put under stress, anti-fragile things get stronger. They thrive under pressure. They feed on disorder and chaos. They grow stronger from the very stress that actually tries to make them weak. So, guys, your mind is a muscle that's been wasting away for many of you your entire adult life. And you know this. Every single time you avoid conflict, every time you choose comfort over challenge, every time you take that path of least resistance, you're sort of mentally castrating yourself. You're becoming a mental eunuch. There's a picture for you guys. And I need you to do me a favor. I need you to look at your life. Many of you avoid confrontation like it's a communicable disease. You chase comfort on the other side of that like it's the meaning of life, like everything should be comfortable. You surround yourself with these people who tell you what you want to hear and do zero to uplift you. You know the guys, the people you hang out when you're only drinking. It's the only time you're with these people. You're not just weak, guys. You're willingly participating in your own fucking domestication. If that sounds too harsh, guys, if that sounds too cruel and me calling you out, you may want to stop the video now. It's not going to get any easier from this point on. All right, you're still here. That's the good news. Because now I know who the real ones are. Let me keep going. All right, guys, the anti-fragile man doesn't just survive chaos, right? He gets hard from it. He sharpens. He gets an edge. He puts himself into situations that make other men piss themselves. And sometimes, guys, I'm probably being, again, a little metaphorical there, but there are situations where they very well might. Why? Well, because this man, the anti-fragile man, understands a fundamental truth that comfort seekers never will, right? Stress is sort of the steroid for mental growth. It's kind of the HGH, if you will. Pressure is what if we know anything about geology, guys, pressure is what transforms transforms, I could say the word coal into diamonds. Some pieces of coal can handle this. Others will crack and turn into dust. So, how do you stop becoming such a domesticated bitch? Harsh, guys, I know. I warned you I was going to not go easier on you. And here's your prescription for mental testosterone. All right, guys, we're going to do this in steps. So how do we stop being such a domesticated little bitch? I did warn you guys. I told you I wasn't going to go easier on you. And I'm not. But here's your prescription for sort of mental testosterone. We're going to break this down in steps, guys, starting here with number 1, the stress dosing protocol. So what we need to do here, guys, we're going to systematically introduce stressors, sort of like performance-enhancing drugs. So the first one, guys, pretty simple, and I'm sure you've heard of this 1,000 times, cold exposure. Guys, this works. There's a reason it's so popular. Talking about ice baths, cold showers, and not for Instagram stories. We don't need to be validation-seeking whores. We need to do it because it teaches our nervous system to stay calm when your body is screaming, stop. Guys, cold as it can be. I've done this, for years now, even when I lived up, in the northern parts of the United States, when it's freezing outside, do it. I'm telling you, it works. It's something uncomfortable, and especially to start your day, guys. The second thing is fasting, something pretty simple. With 75% of Americans, overweight and 40 gaining, obese, I think we all could probably use, skip a meal here and there. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe start at 16 hours, but then go to 24, 36, 48. You can be able to do it in 72 hours. Again, make sure you're prepared for it. But guys, it's not a bad idea. I am telling you, your mental clarity is going to increase massively when you're not working on digestion. Go 24 hours. Yes, it can be difficult at first, but trust me, your brain really starts to dial in. And again, hunger makes you sharp, guys. It's a reason, your cortisol and your, things are going to be more aware. When you're hungry, you're ready for the hunt, and that hunt can be metaphorical. It's your body, it's your body's way of saying, telling you, go hunt or die. That's just the way it is. And then, guys, lastly here, I've talked about it in pretty much every video in some, way, shape, or form. Physical training that hurts, like put your body through it. Not some weak ass 45-minute full body, 2-minute rest periods in the air-conditioned gym. Talking about training to failure. That could be in the gym. That could be outside, guys, rucking when it's 98 degrees, doing a run when it's 8 degrees. Shit that makes you want to quit. Hit that maybe makes you puke. Again, strongman training that leaves you questioning, why the hell did I do this? Guys, you have to push yourself. And that's where having an accountability partner will help you. All right, guys, let's move to the second one here. I call this one the failure portfolio. So, guys, I need you to start collecting, gathering failures like they're war trophies. I need you to fail, guys, like it's your fucking job, okay? So pick a skill you suck at. And I'm sure, guys, even the best of us suck at something. For example, public speaking. That's one common to a lot of people. Maybe it's martial arts, some sort of fight training, learning an instrument, whatever. Put yourself in situations where you purposely look dumb. You look stupid. And then get used to being that dumbest person in the room. That's where learning happens. And there's an old saying, he said, if you're the smartest person in a room, you're in the wrong room. That holds true. Here's one, guys. Start conversations with strangers. Not just talk up to people, go up to people and talk like a jackass. Have some, intent to it. But here's one, guys, especially attractive women that would sort of normally intimidate you. And it doesn't even have to be for a date, guys. It can just be for breaking the ice. You can get rejected. You can get rejected a lot. You can get blown out of the fucking water, right? But each of these rejections is going to build your tolerance. You're not going to care. And after, 50, 100 rejections, it starts to feel like nothing. And an added bonus, you're going to get better at it. You're going to figure out what you're doing wrong. Here's one, guys. If you are in sort of 9 to 5, and even if you're not, apply for jobs and opportunities that you're clearly not qualified for. Let them tell you no. Learn to separate, identity from the outcomes. Yet don't be, outcome independent. Your ego is the sort of enemy of growth. Ryan Holiday talks about ego as the enemy. Excellent book. Read it. It makes sense. And rejection is the ego's worst enemy. Again, here's one, guys, that I learned a long time ago. The answer is always no, every time, if you never ask or you never try. All right, guys, we're going to get a step up here. These are a little more advanced protocols. These are for the guys that really want to change, right? Not the guys who don't, done talking and want to take action. So this is number 3. This is what I call the create stress inoculation scenarios. I know we all talked about a few years ago. This is my sort of inoculation. So these are controlled simulations of high stress situations, okay? So public speaking, sort of competitions. Guys, something is like Toastmasters. If you're not aware of that, I'll drop a link here for Toastmasters. But again, it forces you to sort of think on your feet while people judge you. Another similar example of this would be go to an open mic night if you got the nuts, go up on stage and, try and crack some jokes. Not easy, but it sort of, it reveals you. Again, nothing reveals this mental weakness like in standing in front of a judging crowd, and you're just standing there like, yeah, not easy, but it trains you guys. Combat sports. So last year, guys, I am 52. So last year when I was 51, I went into boxing ring. It wasn't full-fledged boxing. We did some boxing training. And the guy actually went up against, he did train as a boxer. And thank God he didn't beat the living Christ out of me. But combat sports, guys, boxing, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, whatever. Nothing, guys, and I mean nothing, teaches you to perform under pressure like somebody trying to choke your ass out or somebody, punching you in the fucking face. The mat, the ring, those things don't care about your feelings. It rewards one thing, performance and results. All right, guys, here's something sort of high stakes entrepreneurship. Now I say put your money on the line. Now, guys, and I'm not talking empty your retirement or your savings, but when you put your money out there, when there's something on the line, you tend to perform better. You should take calculated risks that could blow up in your face. Again, nothing, and I mean nothing, focuses your mind like the possibility of losing a lot, maybe losing everything. Guys, find your tolerance for risk. All right, guys, we're on to number 4, which I label embrace voluntary hardship. I say this a lot. This is about choosing the difficult path when the easy one's in front of you. So one I've done, guys, and I see this is one I've done forever. Take the stairs. Now, living here in Panama, I live on the 25th floor, so I'm not going to lie to you. I take the elevator. That's a lot of stairs. But when I lived on the 4th floor back in Pennsylvania, take the stairs. A couple times a day, that's some extra calories. It's something. Carry your groceries, guys. I do this almost every day here in Panama. Walk in bad weather. Guys, I am walking full. I'm like Forrest Gump out here. I am walking every damn day all over the place. Just get out and walk. Make your body work for everything it gets. Earn your quote-unquote rewards, guys, and punish failures. So what I mean here, guys, if you do this, you walk 15,000 steps, have a snack. Scroll on, your phone for a little bit. But on the flip side of that, guys, when you don't do this shit, you got to take things away. Those same things I talk about, the video games, maybe watching Netflix, scrolling, whatever it is. If you didn't do your workout, you ate like shit, well, then you don't get to do those things. There has to be a give and take, sort of a debt and, deposit. Here's guys one, and here's some things, and these don't have to be exact. Something like sleeping on the floor, just doing something uncomfortable. Go camping when it's, shitty outside. Not everybody loves camping. Okay, go do it because it's tough. And then deprive yourself of things. You don't need the fancy latte every day, guys. I think you know what I'm getting at. And here's one that's going to be tough for many of you guys. And even myself. Delete your social media for a week. Do it for a month. In some instances, guys, do it for fucking ever. This stuff is just garbage. It's just fucking outrage porn, bullshit, junk. I think we all could use less social media. And then see how your mind, sort of recalibrates without that constant validation and these little dopamine drip. All right, guys. Here's what many men do not get, right? This isn't about toughness for toughness sake. I'm not here to tell you to be a fake alpha, this performative, tough guy image. No, false machismo. It's not that. This is about more becoming dangerous, becoming competent in a world that wants you to be sort of neutered and domesticated, to fall and whine and not rock the boat, to be that good little boy. All right, guys, when you've walked, voluntarily face down your fears, You've done this of your own volition. When you've walked through fire by choice. The things that used to sort of intimidate you and, make you fearful, they suddenly become manageable. That boss, the boss, the dickhead boss who used to intimidate you, that was just another challenge, just, another bump in the road. When rejection from a girl used to crush you, ruin your day, week, month, now it's just feedback. It's just data. Guys, the anti-fragile brain, person, mindset, it's not sort of born, it's forged. It's forged in fire. And again, it's the forged in the fires of voluntary suffering. Guys, it has to be voluntary. And it's built through this systematic application of stress, followed by recovery, followed by greater stress. Guys, I think you've heard if you lift weights, sort of, you're tearing those muscle fibers only to build them back. It's a similar, idea applies here. So this is, this anti-fragile path is the path of the warrior, not the worrier. Say that again, guys, the path of the warrior, not the worrier. It is the path of the man who chooses growth over simple comfort, strength over that safety, and reality over delusion, the sort of comforting lies. So, guys, here's your homework in starting today. Yes, guys, as always, start today. So pick just one stressor, just asking you for one from each category above. Physical, mental, sort of social. The next thing is implement it this week, okay? So it's Monday. Let's get on this. Not next week, not next Monday, guys. Not first of the year, not on your birthday. Now. Again, not when you're ready. And then do this, guys. Sort of document this. Put this in your little journal. I don't care what you do. Your notes, wherever. Just document it. And not for social media. It doesn't have to be on your Facebook, your IG, your Twitter, TikTok, whatever the hell you use. Do it for yourself. And just see how you evolve as a person. Look, guys, your boy here, I'm not an idiot. I am not an idealist. I know that most of the guys watching this, won't do this shit. Probably turn it off already. They'll nod along and they might be, feel inspired for 20 minutes. Then they're going to go back to their comfortable lives, sort of status quo. Watching more videos, scrolling, accomplishing precious fuck all. But not you. Not you, not today. We're different now. We're the kind of we're the kind of guys that understand that growth requires pain, physical and mental, right? Strength requires stress. And the best version of you guys is waiting on the other side of the challenges that, you've been avoiding. And I think you know this. That's why you're still here at this point in the video, right? So the question isn't whether you're going to face stresses in life. I think we all know this. You will. Okay, and it's how we face them. And again, the next question is, are you going to let these break you, defeat you, and hold you back? Or whether you're going to use it fuel to be sort of unbreakable, to become anti-fragile. Guys, if this video resonated with you, you know what to do. I say this every video. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, pass this on to somebody that can use it. And most importantly, guys, probably the most critical here is to take action. Pick one thing from this video and implement it today. And I mean right now. And don't make excuses, guys. Comment below. Do me a favor, comment below which stressors you're taking on first. And let's do this. Iron sharpens iron, guys, and let's hold each other accountable. And lastly, guys, as always, live deliberately.